on. Now, speaking of people, in these May December romances that, well, she's no longer getting her back blown up by no young Trey. Let's talk about Madonna because she's single again. So apparently she and Josh Popper have called it quits. Madonna's 65 and Josh is 30. I think the last time we seen them two together was he was at the I almost said reinvention tour, yeah. Now that was like 20 some odd years ago when it came out. But which I believe that there was a recent thing I saw online where people were celebrating like the or I posted on my social media where it was they were celebrating the anniversary of that reinvention tour, and I love that tour. But look, Madonna, I have to give it up to you. Madonna knows how to pick them when it comes to the guys that she dates. Because Josh was fine. Well, he is fine. So I definitely see why she got with him. Like I like them. I like them. I don't know. He looks Latino to me. He could be mixed, but that's that New York rough trade. So I see why Madonna was smitten by him. But anyway, let's get into the tea. So the former couple met through the 65-year-old superstar's son, David Banda, who was taking boxing lessons for Popper at Breadwinner's Gym in New York City. Madonna has barely seen Josh for months because her schedule was so hectic. Things just fizzled out. This is what a source told The Sun. The insider added, there is genuinely no bad blood. They're still fond of each other. At the moment, their relationship doesn't feel feasible, and they've cooled things off, but they are staying friends. Their split comes 7 months after the Queen of Pop kicked off her long-awaited celebration tour at London's O2 Arena in October of 2023. She wrapped the tour earlier this month with a massive free concert in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The pair were first romantically linked in early 2023 following her breakup with backup dancer Malik Williams in 2022. Last March, she supported him during one of his boxing matches in New York as she cheered him on from the audience. Now, over their short-lived relationship, Popper remained by the Mama Six's side battle with a serious bacterial infection, which required her to stay in the ICU for multiple days last summer. He also joined her on trips around the world, including one in Portugal for her birthday last August. Now, in December, Popper joined the Vogue singer on stage during her celebration tour stop, as you can see in the picture that I have up above, in Brooklyn, where they shared a kiss in front of a crowd exceeding 14,000 people. Since then, the duo hasn't been seen together in public. And it's funny because I did not read this article, and I said that this, I believe, is the last time that we have publicly seen Madonna and Josh together um, on, in public. Didn't they say the same thing about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck? But we're going to get into that tea later on into the show. But Madonna's busy. And honestly, no shade, but I'm not surprised that they're not together, that they've broken up, because, Madonna's a busy woman. We've seen the pictures of, what is it? Well, I sort of, what was it? There was a picture recently of her in the studio that she's working on music. Now, I don't think it's touching up audio, whatever the case is, for the celebration tour. They could use a lot of the backing vocals that she used the majority of their tour and incorporate that into the show, or she could do some pickup. But I really feel like she's in the studio working on new music, which she was doing before the tour kicked off, before the bacterial infection situation happened, and that sort of thing. She was working on the tour and she was recording music with Max Martin around the same time. So she was multitasking, and it probably just, she stretched herself thin. So I totally get it that she's busy. And that's another thing too that people have a hard time realizing, that when you're a superstar like a Madonna, and I'm not trying to look down on Josh, but Josh is a boxer. He's a coach. He also boxes, and I'm sure he's busy with his life, and Madonna's busy with hers, and trying to find that time to actually, you know, spend time with each other is fairly difficult because she's always on the go. She's raising 4 children. The other 2 are grown. And so she doesn't have time to be sitting out here, you know, I guess putting a lot into the relationship. And you know what? I think also what happens is that when you're traveling a lot and you're on tour and you're worrying about your kids and they're a part of the tour, and then you're worrying about so many things as a businesswoman with the tour happening, and then all the dancers and creating this family environment, and you're barely seeing your boyfriend because he's off doing his own thing. He can't just be dropping everything that he's doing in New York to go travel the world with you. It does take its toll. So I'm glad there was no bad blood between them. It just like it was just amicable, and then it just happened that they couldn't make it work. So shout out to Madonna. I'm sure she'll find love in a hopeless place. But look, at this point, child, you 65 years old, about to be 66 in August. Don't settle. Don't get married. Just go look. If you like, same thing with Cher. If you end up being that type of woman, and I don't ever see Madonna getting married because I don't think any man would ever be able to measure up to Madonna, the icon. That's a lot to live up to. Look, Guy Ritchie couldn't do it. Sean Penn couldn't do it. So many other men in her life couldn't do it. So I always think Madonna's going to be a forever bachelorette. But who needs to get married? Child, marriage is overrated. But look, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not going to judge nobody who gets married or wants to get married, whatever the case is. My parents are still together. They've been married for 46 years, I believe. So they've been married a long damn time, Chad. So marriages work. I know a lot of people in my family, like my grandparents on both sides, my father's parents, my mother's parents, married until their significant other passed away. My grandmother or my father's mother, they were married until she died a month after 9/11 from cancer. And my grandfather, my mother's father, they were married for I don't know how long until he passed away. I believe he had cancer too. Cancer seems to be a thing that runs in my family. So, um, so I've seen long-term marriages work, even if they weren't perfect, and you find out later on the shady shit that transpired in certain marriages between certain people. But Madonna to me always seemed like she's going to be that forever bachelorette. And that's fine. You can like I said, be like Cher. Cher's pushing 80 and still getting her back broken by these young boys. And the young ones, they like the older people. So if I get to be that age, trust and believe, I'm gonna get me a little young thing and tear that coochie up. But not too young though, because I ain't doing no 25, 22, 17. I don't find nothing attractive. I need somebody at that age. I need somebody who is young enough physically and in the face, but you're a little seasoned in, you got a little wisdom up in you. Like you've been around the world and like you know some shit, or you wise beyond your years. I'm not getting with somebody where I got to teach you about life. I ain't got time. Because those will be the ones that you hear about that get manipulated and groomed in a whole bunch of other situations like Diddy and Cassie. But I ain't trying to do no situation like that where it's like, oh, you're 17, you're wet behind the ears, and I got to teach you about life. No, you need to go out and live life. And then when you lived enough, then we can get together. So, I had to put this picture up there because look at his fine ass. Look at that body. Look at my body. Look at my body. Don't I look sexy? Don't I look sexy? That was the only song from Empire that I like. The rest of them songs I was like trash, but that was the only song from that show I like. But anyway, let me know what you think of this tea down in the comments below. Do you feel that Madonna one of these days will find love in a hopeless place, or will she be a forever bachelorette? And is there any gay boys out there that look like Josh? If there is, child, slide into my DMs because I'm trying to get some of that. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below.